Hi, everybody. We are here with another 3 Good Minutes. I'm Jen. This is Ryan. We are office created at Newmark. Ryan is...
Little pep. We are office created at Newmark.
Real estate.
Yay!
We are going to talk this week about a lot of increased activity we've seen, the good signs in the market because of it, and what we think that means for kind of coming into the summer here in LA and really around the country.
Yeah, so actually right before this, an architect that we do a lot of work with called to ask us what we think the activity in the market is like right now and what we're seeing. And we are getting that question, it seems like almost daily, about what we're seeing and companies and what they're doing. And the answer is in the last 90 days, really, since I think vaccines, and maybe it's a change of administration, maybe it's vaccine rollout, maybe it's
a little bit of everything.
People just being over it, states making their own decisions, whatever it is. We have seen a tremendous increase in activity. We are ourselves, I think, working on close to 40 transactions right now around the country, many of them in Los Angeles, but probably, a third of those around the country as well, maybe more, maybe close to half. And so we are seeing that big pickup. What that tells us is people are ready to go back to the office and people are ready to get back to it.
Yeah, and I think that is direct space, that's sublease space. We obviously have had a lot of clients look to try and sublease their space over the last year, either opportunistically or because they've kind of changed where they want their office to be, or they've gone through merger or acquisition or sale. And I think we have activity on about 65% of our current sublease listings.
And for the 35% of you we don't, we're working on it.
And I think you can point to, there was still a huge investment in LA last year. LA received $9 billion in venture funding, which is a 15% increase over 2019. So LA has always lagged major venture markets, San Francisco and New York historically, but we are seeing continued growth in the LA market from a venture standpoint, which means we will see a lot of continued growth from a real estate standpoint.
Yeah, we also have seen a lot of expansions as well, which I think would surprise a lot of people. And I know over the course of 3 Good Minutes in the last year, we've talked about, who's doing what and different percentages. But we've seen expansions recently, large expansions in Chicago and really throughout the Midwest. We've seen expansions in Washington, D.C. We've seen expansions, a couple of different long-term leases and new locations signed here in Los Angeles. We have a couple of things going in New York and San Francisco. So a lot of those major markets that we talked about last week are starting to do much better than people expected.
Yeah, we had a client who looked to downsize in Florida, in Miami, and went through the process and then said, wait a second, maybe we actually want that space back. So I think that there are a lot of companies who are just trying to figure out the best course of action for themselves right now. I think everyone is, kicking tires, to use the phrase, and trying to figure out what is the best real estate strategy for them going forwards. And so we're seeing a lot of activity with, I think, many companies looking to make real decisions come summer when there is, based on what big tech is doing, a bigger mass return to the office.
I always thought the phrase kicking tires was so weird.
What
does
really
it actually
weird. Like
mean?
You buy a car and you kick the tires?
No, you don't. You want to keep them nice and clean.
Well, but isn't that where the phrase comes from?
It's just a weird phrase. Like they should come up with something better, like just exploring your options. That just sounds like that's one good thing.
It's definitely not kicking tires.
It's your turn. One good thing.
I thought it was your turn.
No, I went last week.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
My one good thing, just for fun, this week is kids in LAUSD went back to school. And I think it was actually my one good thing a couple of weeks ago, but it's actually happened. And assuming that we are on track, LA is going to be reopening a month from now. And I think that puts all of this activity that we're talking about just kind of in fast forward mode. And it just feels really nice to be able to do things again, to kind of have a balance for everyone, for us, for kids, for clients, to be able to see people, to do things. So it's been one good thing.
Lots of lunches and dinners in our future.
Yes.
Haven't seen you all. We miss you.
Yes,
Can't wait
we'd like to see you.
All of you.
Let us know if you want to get together. I'm Jen. This is Ryan. We'll see you next week.
Bye.